was trying to go live on my on my laptop. So I'm gonna have to just go live on here. I don't know. I guess not. And I don't put the wrong dang on. Um, so now I gotta share it. This is crazy. So now I got to share it. Because the wrong link up there. So, you know, it'll be out. It's all good. Now I gotta try to open this up to try to put it on my phone, cause man, I'm trying to be great. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be good on YouTube. But anyway, let me just get my little stuff set up for my little phone, cause I sure didn't want to go on my phone, but unfortunately, it looks like I don't have a freaking fat choice. Now this thing is big, but it's some stuff that I want to talk about, that we're gonna talk about. So what kind of stuff is this? Hold on now. You know what? I'm gonna have to. This is crazy. I'm trying to figure this out. I got so many little gadgets that I got. It don't make no sense. Okay, let's see. Okay, this gonna have to go like this, but I'm gonna turn it around. Y'all just have to bear with me right now. This is my first live. I ain't got no viewers right now. I need y'all to come on here, man. I'm gonna wait till some people come into the room. I don't even know if it's even up there. I gotta call my child and tell her to I'm gonna have to repost it on Facebook. It's like it's bright in a mug, boy. Cause this is wrong. It is wrong. Okay, hold on. Oh, this ain't right either. Hold on, this is not right. Okay. We're gonna have to hold on for a second. It's 2 minutes in. Lord. Lord. Let's see here. This is a new gadget that I got that I don't know nothing about. Hold on. Okay, let's see. What did this do? Oh, that's too. Okay, okay, hold on. Okay, hold up. Let me see. I may got something going on here. No, let me not work. Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, buddy. Okay, let me unscrew this one off of here. Yeah, but when I tell you, I've been trying to get this thing done all freaking frat day. Like, my God. Damn. Okay, now let me see. Now, y'all gonna be turning around for a minute. Hold on, let's see. At 29-second chat, remember to, okay. I don't know if somebody in the chat or not. I can't tell, but let me turn this around to go into my phone to go into it. Set up. Go on, baby, go on. Twist on up in that mud. I need to twist on up in there tight now. It ain't. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, let's see. Just bear with me. Let me try to twist this up. This is my first live on YouTube, man, and look at it. Don't want me to be great at all. Don't want me to do nothing. Don't want me to be right, be nothing, have nothing. I'm 4 minutes in. I got one viewer. I got just one viewer, and I was trying to use this phone. So I can get to what I need to get to. I need to look up these damn words of what I'm looking for. But anyway. Do it have me being live? Let me see. Do it got me being live? What got me being live on here? I don't see me live. I don't see me. Now I gotta share it. Let's see, share. Facebook News. It don't matter. I'm live. Okay. Oh, I might as well just went live the regular way. I didn't want to go live on my damn phone. Or I'm sorry, on my dang phone. I don't know how YouTube, I don't know how YouTube works. I'm gonna learn it though. I'm gonna learn it. I ain't trying to be in the studio. I ain't trying to be in there. I had one viewer. Dismiss. Yeah, dismiss that. Get off of YouTube, baby. Let me just exit off of YouTube altogether off of that one. But anyway, so hey y'all. I'm Princess. For the ones who do not know, Dr. Princess. But anyway, let's talk about some stuff. It don't matter if I'm about to get on here or not. So, I seen last week that, well, the other day, about the Trump signing the bill, the executive order for dismantling Department of Education. And a lot of people was getting upset about that. But this is what I want you to actually kind of look at something going on now. I don't know what's going on. See, always something happening right now. But this is what's going on. Let me show y'all something. And I want y'all to go, you can go look at it for yourself too. But let me go to my library. Let me go to my history. I've been on this mug all day. I tell y'all, all day. I ain't even got my work done. I haven't did no work. Shoot. Not what I needed to do. Okay, Trump signed in front of the kids. Okay, here we go. This is what I want to see right here. Because when you look at, let me go here. Surrounded by kids signing for whatever reason. You can't even hear it. You can't even hear it from there. Let me go to it. You can't even hear it from there. I don't know what's wrong. It's just like doing nothing. Great today. Oh my God. Let me go from my phone. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have to go from here. Go on YouTube. This is crazy. Cause I want y'all to just see it though. Oh, it got me live. So I can't even look at it from on here, man. This is crazy. Not now. Okay. Anyway, let me see if it'll let me look it up without messing up my live. Okay, here we go. Okay, surrounded by the kids. Okay, here we go. Let me put it on, let me blast my, let me turn this off on here because it have me on here. Okay, ain't on there already. Let me add it on here. Oh, there we go. Just so you guys can hear it. Because I can't hear it from there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so when you actually look at it,
the President of the United States.
So, coming out. So when you look at it on there, right? You see him coming out. I'm gonna pause it right there.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'm gonna pause it. Because what I want you to see, what I want you to know is when you look there, you're gonna see the flags behind him, right? So when you see the flags behind him, right? Let me see if y'all can see the flags they're standing behind him. So I bet you no one ever thought about looking at the flags that's behind him. So when you look at the one, it's I don't know if I can put it make it bigger so you guys can see it, but let me see. Let me pause it. And it ain't gonna show on here. But anyway, look at it for yourself. When you look at the flag, there's one flag and it's called PU. Let me see. I gotta go back and find it because I had it pulled up. I had it pulled up today. But when you actually look at them flags behind there, you're gonna see, because everybody gets such in a hoot about him, so-called dismantling the Department of Education. It's not that he's dismantling. If you go and you read the things that's actually in the Department of Education, and it's that one flag that I want you guys to actually see on there, and it's called, let me see, what is it? It's called P. No, it's, there it go. No. Ah, it is called, I don't know why. Okay, there we go. That's not it either. It's R-U-R. R-U-R. Nothing I want to do right for me today. And I ain't got no notes. I just go by what I see at the particular time. Okay, here we go. It's P-U-R. That's not it either. This is what makes me sick. My God. But anyway, when you look at those flags behind him, and let's look at the executive order for the Department of Education. Executive order. Department of Education. Okay. And when he signs it, when you actually read it, improving education outcomes by empowering parents. Okay. It's on the whitehouse.gov. So I might want to go live on Facebook too. Shoot. Anyway, it says, by the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, and to enable parents, teachers, and communities to best ensure student success, it is hereby ordered. Section 1, Purpose and Policy. Our nation's bright future relies on empowered families, engaged communities, and excellent educational opportunities for every child. Unfortunately, the experiment, remember, experiment, assimilation, experiment of controlling American education through federal programs and dollars, and the unaccountable bureaucracy those programs and dollars support, has plainly failed our children, our teachers, and our family. Taxpayers spent around $200 billion at the federal level on school during the COVID-19 pandemic, on top of the more than $60 billion they spend annually on federal school funding. This money is largely distributed. Let me see what's going on with Facebook. Like, why am I posting on there? I'm on live and can anybody see me on live? Like, y'all don't see me on live? Like, I'm on live, y'all. I'm on live. Hey, babe. Hey, fam. Okay, let's see. Where you at, honey? I see Israel. Where you? Okay, I'm on live, y'all, but okay, I was live on there, but that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Hey. Wow. Okay, I've been trying all day. Here we go. Nobody see that. Nobody see that. Okay, let me put followers, and highlights. Yeah, I'm on live. Hello. Yeah, I'm on live. I gotta go put it on there now. Let's see. And I got to take this. I'm on live. I am on live. Okay. I copy link address and put it in the box and put it down here. Okay, yeah, I'm on live. I am on live now. No. Paste. Why is it like that? That ain't right. Hold on. That is not right. Discard that. Yeah, lead page. Anyway, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, let me leave the page. So yeah, I'm on live now. What is wrong? I'm on live. I am on live. I guess they tired of me right now. I don't know. It's been a long day. What is this? Okay, green screen. I don't want no green screen. Oh no, I don't want green screen. Oh, okay, I could do green screen and something like that. Okay, then what's that? Retouch on. I don't need that either. Can I get my people on here though? Is anybody on here? Can you get in the chat? Can I see somebody in the chat? I don't even know. Is that the chat? Chat field the top message, community moderation. I don't know. I can't see a damn thing. Lord. Anyway, but let me go back to reading what I was saying about the Department of Education. So, and it says that, where was I at? The Congress created the Department of Education in 1979 at the urging of President Jimmy Carter, who received a first ever presidential endorsement from the country's largest teachers union. Now, I don't know if you guys remember back when they had the so-called flooding in South Carolina. And I was telling you guys about the teachers union. And when they had the union of the shipyards, or whatever you want to call them, when they was striking, right? And I was like, do y'all already know who the largest union is in America? The teachers, and all of the money that they had hid. See, a lot of things that I said back then comes now today's date. With me saying that back then about, okay, because you go on Facebook, look at my lives. And I was telling you guys about the teachers have the largest union. And it's because they had the funding, the money hid under the teachers union. So they was using the teachers union because they had like 300 some thousand members or something like that at the time. But anyway, so let me get back to this right here. But yeah, they had the largest union that there is. So the country's largest teachers union, shortly after pledging to the union his support for a separate Department of Education. Since then, the Department of Education has entrenched the education bureaucracy and sought to convince America that federal control over education is beneficial. while the Department of Education does not educate anyone. Okay, so in that instance, we're going to stop there. Remember, the doctrine of discovery was revoked, right? We're going to go to that. The Pope Francis, in Doctrine of Discovery, March 13th, is where he rescinded the Doctrine of Discovery, right? We're going to go rescind it. No, what rescind it mean, right? Rescinded Discovery Doctrine. And that's when Christopher Columbus was supposed to have found these lands, right? Discovered these lands. It was in 2023. So March the 30th, 2023, the Venetian family rescinded the Doctrine of Discovery, a legal and religious framework used to justify the seizure of indigenous lands during colonialism, stating that it is not part of teaching the Catholic Church, and that the papal bulls, when you read that, papal, P-A-P-A-L, bulls on which it was based, did not adequately reflect the equal dignity and rights of indigenous people. So it was rescinded, right? So if something was rescinded, meaning it's revoked, it's gone, and no more. So he was supposed to have found these lands in what, 1492. But if they rescinded that from that particular time on, then that means that nothing is real. Okay? Then you have to understand it. Who was here when they came? Indigenous peoples, which is we were. We were here when they came. Okay, now I say nearly 500 years ago, papal decrees were used to rationalize Europe's colonial conquest. The Venetians rescinded those decrees on Thursday, saying the Doctrine of Discovery that was used to justify snuffing out indigenous people's culture and livelihoods is not part of Catholic faith. Now remember, they're the ones who actually came up with those doctrines, meaning that they gave permission for them to come and take the indigenous people's lands. So now, Department of Education, you have to remember, Department of Education, when we didn't have schools, we taught ourselves, our ancestors taught ourselves. We taught our children, our culture, which we don't do that anymore. But that's what was going on. We was doing our own thing. But when you come and you look at, I wish Israel would come on here now, but when you come and you look at what's actually going on, what's been going on, everything that Donald Trump is doing is for indigenous people. If you look at the flags behind him, on that when he came out, he had the kids on the side when he came out. If you look at those flags, like I said, the one that's on there, and it's about me. Let me go back and find it because I gotta go look at it now. Hold on, I can't stop it from on here because it's not gonna allow me to. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Now, it's because you got Arkansas. It has. Because we got the states up there. Hold on. Here it goes. Okay, Arkansas down. It's me the one right there behind Arkansas. I can't zoom in though. Anyway, but when you look at that flag, and it say P, I'm trying to think of what it is. It's P-U, R I B, I think that's what it is. UN. I don't know why it's not coming up like that. It's RUR. I cannot see it like that. Okay, flag. Flag of the United Nations. Okay, here we go. It's PL. Make sure I write this shit down so I won't forget. PLURIBUS UNUM. That's what it is. Let's look at that. PR. PLURI. There we go. Meaning. It's a Latin phrase meaning out of many. Okay, out of many one. Out of many one. And is the motto of the United States, appearing on the Great Seal of the U.S. currency on the money, symbolizing the nation's unity despite its diverse states and people. So you gotta go get your dictionaries out and look at what those words mean, what state mean, people mean. Again, but if you look, it can't. This stuck out to me because it goes once back again to Indians. Everything goes back to Indians. Everything goes back to indigenous peoples. Everything goes back to so-called black people. Everything goes back to American Indians. Everything goes back to American, everything. So everything that Trump is doing, people thinking that, oh, he's doing this and he's doing that. We're in the time to where the truth got to come to the surface. It does not matter who it is, who it ain't, why not, what for, who did it, and how come. That's just where it's at. So everything that's going on right now, it has to come to surface. It has to come to light, period. I don't care what it is. Whatever you've been putting out in the universe, whatever you've been doing, whether you've been dogging people, you've been loving on people, whatever, you're getting that back in this time. So you have to understand, but again, it's called EPLURBUS UNUM. But when you look at that, like I said, let me go back up. So I want to make sure that I look at it right, get it right, because I was looking at that, I was reading this, and I'm like, okay, and it's about out of many one. But it goes back to Native American, even though it's a Latin word, but it still goes back to American Indians, indigenous. It still goes back to that. And instead of using "In God We Trust." Okay, so this right here was last week. Congress voted and reaffirmed the national motto, which is motto of the United States is "In God We Trust." But it was that I can't say the word, pluribus UNUM. That's what it was at first. So they even have a flag for it. It's right behind him when he's on the stage doing the giving this sign with the children. And isn't that something? He got the kids in there with him, sitting in desks, all many racial colors of kids. One on people on this side and on that side. When you actually watch him when he's signing that declaration. So it's this right here. It says, okay, God we trust. They had an argument about it. Introduced the measure and argued that we will be following our predecessors by declaring a national trust in God. Last year, he in the Congress. This was. Let me see what date this was. Because it's about Thomas A. Foster. Last year, he in the Congressional Prayer Caucus had criticized President Obama when he falsely proclaimed in his speech and Jakarta, I don't know what it is, that E pluribus is the national motto, which that's what it was before. So they're saying it was being criticized. It was being criticized. Said the controversies who criticized Obama and who claim that the mantle of the founding fathers are mistaken on both counts. Although "In God We Trust" is the official motto, but "E pluribus has long been acknowledged as a de facto. What the word de facto means? National motto. After all, it is on the Great Seal of the United States, which was adopted in 1782. Moreover, in the 1770s and the 80s, Congress opposed the theistic motto for the nation, and many of the founders worked hard to prevent one from being established. So they worked hard for it to be established. In July 1776, almost immediately after signing the Declaration of Independence, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson were tasked with designing a seal and motto for the new nation. New nation. Because who was here? We was here. Shit. For the new nation. In August, John Adams wrote to his wife Abigail that he had proposed the choice of Hercules as the image of the seal. Adams believed that individuals should choose to lead personal lives, and to devote themselves to civic duty. And he preferred a secular, allegory for that moral lesson. So we gotta look up these words. I'm gonna go get my dictionaries out. But you gotta look up the words to even comprehend what is actually being said, because what we think words mean don't mean what we think that they mean. That's what's going on right now too, because we're not comprehending. And good guy, man, Israel, he always says that you gotta comprehend and look up the words. If you don't know what they mean, we don't know how to read, which we don't, because we're not using a dictionary to look up the words and where the words originally came from. That's one thing. That's one of the biggest things that I learned from him, and I keep learning. But where am I at? The other two committee members proposed images that draw on Old Testament teachings, but neither shared the beliefs of those today who assert the role of God in our national government. Again, that's the religion, right? Benjamin Franklin, a deist who did not believe in the divinity of Christ. What is a deist? D-E-I-S-T. Let's read it. Let's look it up. D-E-I-S-T. D-E-I-S-T. What is that? What does that mean? Deist. It's someone who believes in a supreme being or God who created the universe but does not intervene in its affairs, instead allowing it to operate according to natural laws. So will natural laws be common laws? If I'm wrong, core beliefs. Deists generally believe in a creator God, but reject the idea of divine intervention or supernatural events like miracles. Now, this is Thomas Jefferson, who didn't believe. Oh my God. Natural religion. What is that? Deists often see God's existence and the laws of nature as evidence of a creator, forming a natural religion based on reason and observation. Now, that was Thomas Jefferson. He was a deist. The children of Israel in the wilderness. Okay, hold on. Thomas Jefferson, who later created his own Bible by cutting out all the mentions of the miracles of Jesus Christ, as well as his divine birth and resurrection. Envision the children of Israel in the wilderness led by a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. And on the other side, Hengist and Horus, the Saxon chiefs, from whom we claim the honor of being descended and whose political principles and form of government we have assumed. Of all of his accomplishments, Jefferson selected just 3 for his tombstone, one of which was writing the Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom, which established a separation of church and state. Now, this is Thomas Jefferson that done this. So again, when we go back and we read these words, when he says, the children of Israel in the wilderness led by a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. And on the other side, Hengist. What's that? Hengist. What does that mean? Let's look what that means. Hengist. Hengist. What does that mean? Hengist and Horus. They are Germanic brothers said to have led the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes in their supposed invasions of Britain in the 5th century. So that's who they are. But getting back to what I was saying about with Trump, right? When he was saying about the Department of Education. Now, let's get to the actual writings of what he wrote for the Department of Education, getting rid of the Department of Education. I mean, let's finish with that one. So he says, closing the Department of Education will provide children and their families the opportunity to escape a system that is failing them. Today, American reading and math scores are near historical lows. This year's National Assessment of Educational Progress showed that 70% of the 8th graders were below the reading and were below the Pacific in reading, and 72% were below the Pacific in math. The federal education bureaucracy is not working. Closure of the Department of Education would drastically improve program implementation in higher education. The Department of Education currently manages a student loan debt portfolio of more than $1.6 trillion. This means the federal student aid program is roughly the size of one of the nation's largest banks. Let's read that again. I'm going to read it one more time. The Department of Education currently manages a student loan debt portfolio of more than $1.6 trillion. Now remember, I told you guys that the Department of Education has the biggest union and members in the union of the Department of Education. That's how they hit a lot of stuff in the Department of Education. Okay. So this means the federal student aid program is roughly the size of one of the nation's largest banks, Wells Fargo. But although Wells Fargo has more than 200,000 employees, the Department of Education has fewer than 1,500 in its Office of Federal Student Aid. The Department of Education is not a bank, and it must return bank functions to the entity equipped to serve America's students. Ultimately, the Department of Education's main function can and should be returned to the states. Section 2. Closing the Department of Education and returning authority to the states. The Secretary of Education shall, to the maximum extent appropriate and permitted by law, take all necessary steps to facilitate the closure of the Department of Education and return authority over education to the states and local communities while ensuring the effective and uninterrupted delivery of services, programs, and benefits on which Americans rely. B. Consistent with the Department of Education's authority, the Secretary of Education shall ensure that the allocation of any federal Department of Education funds is subject to rigorous compliance with federal law and administration policy, including the requirement that any program or activity receiving federal assistance terminate illegal discrimination obscured under the label diversity, equity, and inclusion, or similar terms in programs promoting gender ideology. So that means teaching that, because see, the teachers who've been at school and was able to tell your child without your permission, without you even knowing, that if you feel like you want to be a little boy, tell a little girl you think you want to be a little boy, then you can be a little boy at school. That's what you want to be. Telling the little boy you feel like you want to be a little girl, you can be a little girl. This is what they're doing behind your back at the schools without the parents' permission. So, general perversions. Section 3. Nothing in this order shall be construed to impair or otherwise affect. 1. The authority granted by law to an executive department or agency or the head thereof, or 2. The functions of the director of office of management and budget relating to the budgetary, administrative, and legislative proposals. And then B, this order shall be implemented consistent with applicable laws and subject to the availability of appropriations. C, this order is not intended to and does not create any right or benefit, substance, or procedural enforceable at law or in equity by any party against the United States, its departments, agencies, or entities, its officers, employees, or agents, or any other person. Donald J. Trump, White House, March 20, 2025. So everybody was running around talking about, oh my God, he took away the Department of Education, blah, 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 blah. No, that's not what he did. You got to go and read these things, these executive orders for yourself. Let's go. Let me go to here. I want to look at these right here, Donald Trump. And you go on there and you look at these executive orders. People, you gotta read them. You can't just go by the headline of what they are saying. Go and read these executive orders for yourself and get an understanding, and especially a comprehension of what they really talking about. And then you got to know who you are. You got to know who you are. If you don't know who you are, then that's a problem too. So everything that's being done right now, and everybody that's being said they talking to really on behalf of the American Indians. Remember that English was not our language. The United States, the federal government, is here to protect all things because of the treaties that we have with the American Indians. Our ancestors, that's why they say there's nothing new in the sun. Our ancestors already have everything in place for us already. And I know this is not a white black thing or nothing like that. So please don't take it as being racial because it's not. It's not none of that. It's not about being racial or anything. It's just about truth and facts and what things really are. We have to go back to the first beginning of time. They tell us all the time about how these things happen. We were already here first before any European colonists ever stepped foot on these lands. Let's go back to what Biden, since y'all talk about Trump, let's go back to what Biden wrote November of 2023. Let's go back to that. The Proclamation of Indigenous People. When you go back to that and you understand these words, let me tell you, Biden. Proclamation of 2023. We're going to do, I think it's November 2023. The Proclamation of Indigenous Peoples. Here we go. So when you read that, I'm just gonna read a little bit. You do go to the whitehouse.gov, a proclamation on Indigenous Peoples Day, 2023. So when you go to that, he actually tells us in this document on here, because Biden and Trump are saying the same thing. Trump just saying it in a different way that y'all just don't like it though. But it's still all about, it goes all back to indigenous peoples. It still go back to us. It still go back to the American Indians. It still go back to the Morse, whatever you want to, us. Still go back to us. So everything has been done on our behalf for us because that's the way our ancestors had it set up. Yeah, they fought tooth and nails and they still try to find a way to try to come in and still take over and take stuff and do us wrong. And even but it was people who look like us, that's not us, who helped them do it. That's the whole thing. And when you find out really who's really behind who you think the white face is, when that comes out, it's really gonna be something, because it's not gonna be a white face person who you think that's really the puppet master who's controlling these things. It's somebody who look like us, but it's not us, but not like me, look like this, black like that color, but not black. We're not called black, but that's how they look, that dark. Who's actually really the puppet masters of this thing when we think that it's somebody of pale face, that they call it pale face, but that's not who's in control. The people, the people, entities, whatever you may want to call them, that's in control are not. They look like us, but they're not us. That's why we always get infiltrated by people who look like us, but they're not us. Okay? So I'm going to go here. Proclamation of Indigenous Peoples Day, 2023. So on Indigenous Peoples Day, we honor the perseverance and courage of Indigenous peoples. Show our gratitude for the merit contributions they have made to our world, and renew our commitment to respect tribal sovereignty and self-determination. The story of America's indigenous peoples is a story of their resilience and survival, of their persistence, commitment to their rights to self-governance, and to their determination to preserve cultures, identities, and ways of life. Long before European explorers sailed to this continent. I'm going to read it again. The story of America's indigenous peoples is a story of their resilience in survival, of their persistence, commitment to their right to self-governance, and of their determination to preserve cultures, identities, and ways of life long before Europeans, explorers, sailed to this continent. Native Americans and Alaska Native nations, I don't say Native Americans because the Native American, Native is anybody that's born in a place. So if you're Native, you can say you're Native American because you was born in America. But American Indian, because even though it's been changed from Indian, black, Negro, colored, or whatever, it's been changed so many different times because when Christopher Columbus came, he actually thought that he was in India because he went around the Panama Canal. Listen to history. He kept going around the Panama Canal in a circle. Okay, so why do you think Trump wanted to take back the Panama Canal? Because it was part of our land in the first place. So things is being done that y'all are being so uptight about and being so mad about and so just frustrated about, and why is he doing it? And it's mostly it is so sad because it's the people that it belongs to who's the one most one upset and so freaking mad. And the reason why the other ones are mad is because they thought that he was gonna get in there and do what he do for the supremacists of the bad white people. But there's no white people, but you know what I'm saying. There's no such thing as colors. But it you know what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to be no racist, nothing, but when they thought that he was gonna get in there and be head of KKK and stuff like that, now that he's actually making everything back right, the rightful republic, as it's supposed to be, because it belongs to us who was here first, our ancestors was here first, and that's where it's going back to. So for people to be so upset and so mad because of the truth, because the truth is coming out, and that these people have been stealing all these years, taking, robbing, killing all these years. Now that the truth is coming out, you mad. When this should be one of the times where you should be grateful in this time that the universe and God is allowing you to see the actual truth and to be able to see that our ancestors and things that they went through did not go in vain. It is not going in vain. I'm not saying that Trump is he's no saint or anything like that. It's not about man for me. It's about the universe and God for me. That's what it's about for me. Hey, see that I didn't know who was on here. It's not about man for me. It's about justice. So you know that. Hey, baby. So when we in this thing and we're looking at this thing, and it gets me the most because it's people who look like us are the main ones with the hoorah ha ha, and then they even coming out the church, from the pulpits, and they coming to the public forefront doing all the fussing and cussing and all these things, and then the main ones who's getting caught up, which all of them are getting caught up. Even when it comes to Social Security, you have to understand when people die, the spirit leave their body, your birth certificate, which is your bond, your social security number, which is your account, without the dashes, it does not close. So if the state don't tell federal, that's why they got in trouble now too about that. If the state don't tell federal that these people are deceased, then federal government is going to send them out checks, social security checks, when they become of a certain age. So you got, like I said, they have people that's 300 and something years old getting a check. Nobody is alive at 300 something years old, but because the state is not giving the federal. See, I watched this way last year with Kennedy from the Republic. I like him from Louisiana, when he was trying to get them for the states to give Congress them and federal them everybody who has passed away in that state. But the state don't want to do so because the state is keeping the monies, the credits, or whatever, credits, monies, whatever you may want to call it. Because when you look at these things, you look at these words, money, what money is, purchases is, what all these things are. We have been living in an illusion the whole time. Lied to the whole time. Everything that we've been taught has been a lie. Everything. So even with that, even with this right here being said, so Biden lets you know, Trump letting you know, he's just not coming out saying. But even like the lady who was over the CFPB, who claimed to be an American Indian, that's how she got through everything since she was American Indian. Even back then, Trump even went and was like, she's not American Indian. Take a test. Let me see. You know, he challenged her way back then. She's not American Indian, but she went through her whole, and come to find out, when she started CFPB, what she did, what she was doing was, when people was having foreclosures, and they was suing these banks, thinking that we thinking as consumers, quote unquote, that we're being taken care of by these people with our best interests, when they got their own interests at heart. They don't have our interests at heart whatsoever, because they taking the houses and the homes of people with foreclosures. When you do a complaint against the bank with the CFPB, she then in turn goes in, they sue the banks, quote unquote, for however much. This is where the kickback comes from. See, this is what's going on, and everybody's not paying attention to what's going on. But all these people's homes have got foreclosure on. They then in turn go in, we thinking that on our behalf that they've been sued. The banks are for foreclosure, wrong for credit cards, wrong for whatever, the consumer rights against the consumers. Only find out that when they are on paper, yes, they getting sued, but they getting the kickbacks. And then she was going in, and she was taking the whatever house she wanted that was in the foreclosure. You know, go look it up. This is nothing that I'm making up. This is what's been going on. So that's why they mad, but they're not putting that in the main media. If you don't go out there yourself, and if you don't research and take the time to understand, comprehend what is really going on, you just stuck, and you're going to be stuck, and you're just not going to be able to make it and go no further. Because it's bigger than what you thinking it is. Way bigger. And like it said, the story of, because we were told that we was from a different place, that we was from another place, Africa, so we wouldn't want to be here anymore. We wouldn't want to be on these lands anymore. So we was told the stories in reverse, because what they did was they took a lot of us, of our ancestors, over to Africa and sold them slavery over there. We got swapped out. Okay? For those, like I said, they took people who look like us, but that's not us. And it's always like that. It's all people who look like us, but ain't us, that go and do the effery stuff. Okay? Here we go. Where's that at? Native Americans and Alaska Native made this land their home. Some of thousands of years. Some, listen to this. Some for thousands. How old is America? Let's look it up. How old is America? How old is America? Wow. Guess how old America is? The simple answer is that as of July 4th, 2024, the United States is only 248 years old. Wow. Yeah. 248 years old. Last year. So it'll be 249 years old this year, 4th of July. So what does that mean? Princess? What does that mean? What that means is it's all bullshit. That's what that means. That's what that means. This is Turtle Island. This is not the United States of America. This is what they came over here, and this is what they wanted to give it. But we, birthright, bloodline, we're here first already. Thousands of years. So if you don't think about that for a split second, if the United States is on 248 years old, and our ancestors was here thousands of years before, and the Pope then in turn go and rescind the discovery doctrine that so-called Christopher Columbus, bless his soul, supposed to have discovered America. What does that mean? Doesn't that mean that everything is fake right now? Doesn't that mean that we should be living the way we was living before them suckers came over here? Doesn't that mean that we common law is God's law and the right law, the law that we was going by and had? But because we don't know who we are, we wasn't taught our culture of our traditions, because we had Big Mama them being taken out of our household to be put in their household to show them and to give them our culture and our religion and our spirituality. Not, we don't do religion, but our spirituality, our way of life. That's how they know how to be us. We then until got put in institutions, which is education department, to be taught lies. To be taught lies. To not know who we are. And then not only that, then they bring the religion in and tell you about a God that if you don't do this and if you don't do that, you're going to go to hell and you're going to burn eternally. Okay. If you go to hell and burn eternity, if that was going to be so, or the case to be so, the ones who telling you this and teaching this, they obviously cannot believe that because they caused the most hell and trouble. They be doing the worst things. So if there was a hell to be burning internally in, the ones who bought it here and was teaching it, wouldn't you think they would be scared to go to that particular place? If the place was real, to be burning, who wants to burn forever and ever and ever and ever and ever? Who wants to burn like that? Who wants to burn that way? But yet it's still the ones who come and teach it or was teaching it and taught it and gave it to us was doing everything that they say God did not like. So if they doing everything that God don't like, murder, stealing, those commandments that they say that you're not supposed to be doing, they're the main ones who was doing it. So if it was so bad, if there was a hell that you're going to burn eternally in, if they believe that to be so, did you think that they would be doing that themselves? The things that they were doing, raping. It's time to wake up and think about these things. Where is hell? Where is it at? Where's heaven? Where is it at? It's your frame of thought. It's your thoughts. It's the fear. They wanted to put fear. They don't have the fear, because if they had the fear, they wouldn't be doing what they was doing. If they believed that in them with themselves, where it come from. And I'm a whole ordained minister. But had to come out of that. When you learn the truth and you know the truth, because they had to keep you in a place. Yes, there is a creator. We come from somewhere. We came from somewhere from the beginning, but we didn't come from where it was the way that they said it was and taught us that it was, and man made to be for whatever he believed and wanted it to be in that particular time, whatever suits them, to get away with whatever they want to get away with, to make whatever sinful thing be right in the eyes of who their God is. So we have to understand, overstand these things. God is within us. The devil is within us. Because we are all capable of doing both things, good and bad. We just choose not to do one or the other. Because we know by spirit law that it's not right or this is bad to do. But we were taught these things to be in such a way to be, this is bad, you're going to go to hell for doing this, you're going to go to hell, you the devil, la 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 la. When it's the devil telling you about the devil. In my line, the main ones teaching it like that are the main bad ones. They're the main ones who doing all the dirt. And you would think they would want more better for their people. Okay, anyway, let me finish. Okay, so United States is 248 years old. But again, we was here thousands of years. Some said thousands of years before thousands of years before the United States was founded. They built many nations that created powerful, prosperous, and diverse cultures, and they developed knowledge and practices that still benefits us today. Who are you talking about? Us. Our ancestors. But throughout our nation's history, indigenous peoples have faced violence and devastations that has tested their limits for generations. It still is today. It was the shameful policy of our nation to remove indigenous peoples from their homelands. I'm outside, y'all, so the dog next door it's somebody outside. I gotta be careful too, because you don't never know. But anyway, from their homeland, force them. Listen to this word. We're gonna look at all these. This word is very powerful, and you need to understand what it is. Force them to assimilate. That's ASSIMILATE. Assimilate. What does assimilation mean? Let's look it up. Assimilate. Force them to assimilate. I need to go get my dictionaries. I'm gonna get my dictionaries. I don't like to depend on Google. I don't, but for now I'm gonna do assimilate. What's assimilation? This is what they started out doing with us. Assimilation. Let's look at what assimilation means. And assimilation. Assimilation refers to the process through which individuals and groups of differing heritage acquire the basic habits, attitudes, and mode of life of embracing culture. See, that's bullshit. Let me go get my stuff. The process of taking in and fully understanding information or ideas, the assimilation of knowledge, the absorption of digestion of food. That's not right either. The process of becoming similar to something. That's not right either. See, y'all remember, Google is made by them. So they're going to go change whatever. Like this word was changed in February 7th, 2025 in Britannica. This was changed then. The process of whereby individuals or groups of different ethnic heritages are absorbed through, are absorbed into the dominant culture of a society. The process of assimilating involves taking on the traits of the dominant culture to such a degree that the assimilating group becomes socially indistinguishable from other members of the society. As such assimilation in the most extreme form. So that means that, again, we were taken out of our place. Big Mama was taken out of our place, put into their place to raise their children and children, teach them our culture. We put into a place to learn to be like them and forget who we are. our own culture, our own traditions, our own spiritual way of life. And to be as where, although assimilation may be compelled through force, or undertaken voluntarily, meaning we was forced to do so. We didn't volunteer to do this, to go through this. We was forced to do so. It is rare for a minority, quote unquote, group to replace its previous culture practices completely. Religion, food preference, etc. The physical distance between people in a given social situation, meaning that we're so far from our identities, our true, in fact, identities, that it's kind of hard to go back to get it, to know. But guess what? In today's time, the ancestors came back to give it to us, to show us and tell us and let us know who we are, what our true feelings and culture really is. For those who tapped in, everybody is not tapped in, but for those that's tapped in to do so. In this time, in this moment, in real time. That's why things are happening the way it's happening. That's why the shifts, the changes is coming. Either you're going to vibe high, you're going to vibe low. Again, there's no in between. It's going to be one or the other. It's going to be one or the other. And we're not a minority, we're the majority. I am not under nobody. I am not less than minor minority. I'm not less than no one. We look up the words and what it actually means. So they want you to get caught up and captured in these words and these things. Oh, we have all these grants for minorities. If you're a minority, then you're able to get this, that, and blah, blah, blah. If you're a minority, then you can get this. They have minority groups. They have minority this, minority that, minority this. Damn that, I am not a minority. To replace its previous culture practices completely. Okay. Then among the characteristics that tend to be most resistant to change, assimilation does not denote racial or biological fusion. Though such fusion may occur, it does. Attempts to compel minority groups to assimilate have occurred frequently in the world history. The forced assimilation of indigenous peoples was particularly common in the European colonial empires of the 18th, 19th, and 20th centuries. In North and South America, Australia, Africa, and Asia. Colonial policies towards indigenous peoples frequently compelled their religious conversions, the removal of children from their families, the division of community property unto soluble, individually owned parcels of land, the undermining of local economics and gender roles by shifting the responsibility for farming or other forms of production from women to men, and the elimination of access to indigenous foodstuff. So that foodstuffs. Forced assimilation is rarely successful, and it generally has enduring negative consequences for the recipient culture. And that's what's going on now. It ain't really successful. It was successful. But you do have some people who like, you know, when you heard Kanye West, when he said what he said about people choosing to be slaves. You got people who are so used to being in the state of mind, in the mindset of being this. Oh, master said we can't do this. You know, we can we do that? Well, we can't do that. We can't do this because you know we're gonna get in trouble. This will happen. The state of mind, the state of mind, the state of mind. He wasn't wrong. He said there's a lot of people who choose to still be in a slave debt mentality. The only people who get mad about the truth, people who hate the truth, are the ones that's doing it, and they getting called out. That's the only people who they hate the truth because they stuck with that mindset mentality, and they don't want to. They like to be in that place of being controlled. Hey, how you doing? They like to be in that place of being in a controlled state of mind. You know? So, let me go back. Because that's where we're doing assimilate. So let's go back. I'm going to go back to the proclamation again. And ban them from speaking their own languages. That's why our language was taken, and we would end up learning to speak English, which English is the lowest of the lowest of the languages. Languages, passing down ancient traditions, and performing sacred ceremonies. Countless lives were lost. Precious lands were taken, and their way of life was forever changed. In spite of unimaginable loss and seemingly unsurmountable odds, indigenous peoples have persisted. They survived, and they continue to be an integral part of the fabric of the United States. Of course we have survived, and every time that we do survive and we come up with something else, they take one thing from us, take this thing from us. Okay, we come up with something else, even better. And when we get that thing, and we come up with that thing, then they come see that this works, and they take that too. Everything that we come up with, they come take it. These days need to be over. Today, indigenous peoples are a beacon of resilience, strength, and perseverance, as well as a source of incredible contributions. That sentence alone, today, indigenous people are a beacon of resilience, strength, and perseverance, as well as a source of incredible contributions. That alone, that sentence alone should let you know the power that we have of being who we are, and how we can just not do a thing and make the whole system crash. Make the whole thing, or if we would come together in unity to do so. But again, the assimilation part of us have us so divided and so in a place to where it's hard, again, what it say, hard to get back to who we are, because we was put to sleep, have amnesia, for being taken of our traditions. And everybody who was older at the time to be able to teach it was put somewhere else. We were divided. to teach them. And we was taught that in the Department of Education. So people being mad and upset because it's being taken away. No, everybody have a right. Everybody have a right to choose to be able how you want your child to be taught. Yeah, remember they came up with if your kid missed so many days of school, you as a parent was going to jail. And how many people have Kamala put in jail for their kid not going to school? I'll wait. How many parents have been in trouble because their kids didn't go to school? When we have every right anyway to be able to teach our kids how we want to teach them. But we ourselves got to know first. If we don't know who we are, how can we teach our children who they are if we don't know who we are? So we first got to learn who we are in order to teach the next generation. And most people don't want to take the time to do so because they want to stay stuck, stale, and stagnant in where they are now. Tribal education, that's right. But we have to know first who we are, our rights, and stand 10 toes down on it. We can't have fear. Again, that's where the fear comes from. God gonna get you. Oh, if you do this, God gonna get you. You going to hell. You know, in that instance, like I said, don't forget that I'm an ordained minister, but this is how they put us to sleep. Our ancestors to sleep. Again, if there was a hell, the ones who came here and was teaching it, they were doing all the things that they said that we weren't supposed to do. So if they wasn't scared to go into a hell, and they were the main ones doing what they was doing, if you ain't looking at it from that point of view, even in today's churches, you get the pastors them up there every Sunday condemning the congregation, but just on Saturday themselves fornicating and whatever you may want to call it, whatever sinful thing that we're taught that is a sin was doing, but got the right and the nerve to get up there in that pulpit on Sunday morning and look down upon the people, his body, because if he's the head or she's the head as being a woman minister, and you looking down on a congregation on what they're doing when you yourself ain't right in your heart or standing in your truth not right, but your body is in turmoil. They can't get right because you too busy downing them as the head. And your soul and your spirit is not right as being the head, as being the pastor, the bishop, the minister, the reverend, or whatever you want to call yourself, whatever title you want to give yourself. Instead of telling your truth and telling your family, because that's what they're supposed to be. Your congregation is supposed to be your family. Tell your family, look, I'm having an issue, I'm having problems. I don't know what's going on with me at this time, but something ain't right. I need y'all to help me, pray with me. But you too busy to want to condemn them for what they doing or not doing. When them themselves is not right. Then you wonder why your church is not right. It's falling apart. Or don't nobody want to come to churches no more. People don't want to meet nobody where they are either. Tell me one time, even though it's the Bible or whatever the case may be, but tell me one time. Tell me a time in the Bible where it had that Jesus went to go and preach in a church. Tell me one time when Jesus went to go preach inside of a church. Tell me one time. Can you tell me one time? Can anybody tell me one time that Jesus went to go preach in a church, inside the church, to preach in the church? Tell me that. Tell me that. I'll wait. I'll wait. When? I don't know the Bible like that. I never tell me if anybody can tell me that when did Jesus ever go preach inside of a church? Not only that, let's go back. Let me go back a little bit. Let's talk about a little bit more. So, Jesus turned water into wine, right? Jesus turned water into wine. See, these have been my questions since I was a little girl. I've always been curious about stuff, about things, when it don't sound a way to me. So Jesus turned water into wine. So wine, isn't wine an alcoholic beverage? No matter how you look at it, does not the formation of the grapes turn into a chemical that makes it the same as like alcohol? Isn't wine alcoholic? It turns into am I wrong or right? Or is there any wine that's not alcoholic? Is there any wine let's Google, let's research it. Is there any wine that does not have any alcohol in it? Let's see. Is there any wine without alcohol? Yes, there are non-alcoholic wines available, either made by removing, let's go, by removing alcohol from traditional wine or created as wine-like products using just grape juice, herbs, and botanicals. And there's only two types of non-alcoholic wine. Dealcoholized wine, which means they still got to take the alcohol out of it. So it still got alcohol in it, no matter what. It has to be taken out. Or you can make man-made wine-like products, but when you have wine. So my point is, Jesus turned water into wine at a ceremony. Right? At a ceremony. So the story was told. Jesus turned water into wine at a marriage ceremony. They ran out of wine, so he said, go get all the water, the baskets, put them full of water, and he changed it to wine. If Jesus is the man of God that we're told that he is, with alcohol, spirit, this is what alcohol is, the spirit, with alcohol being a spirit, because that's why I say the spirits, to change your chemical imbalance in your brain, to do a thing different than what you would do if you didn't have that alcohol inside of you. Why would Jesus make more wine to cause people to be more drunk, to go out into the world, into the streets, to have a chemical imbalanced brain mindset, to do something different than what they would normally do if they didn't have the alcohol? You understand what I'm saying? Understand what I'm saying? If Jesus turned water into wine at a marriage ceremony, because they ran out of wine, not food, but wine. They use wine. The story is wine. With alcohol being that it would change your chemical imbalance in your brain to be able to go and do something that you normally would not do if you had not been drinking. Why would Jesus do such a thing like that, to have people to go out and do quote unquote sinful things? Because the more you drink, the more drunk you're gonna get, the more chemical imbalance your brain gonna be. So why would Jesus do such a thing, to have people to be going out into the world to be doing things that's not of God? This is a question that I have, that I ask. It's just a question that I have, and nobody can never answer that for me, So nobody have, in my 48 years of life that I've been on this earth, nobody has been able to answer that for me, Yeah. But anyway, but we was talking about the Department of Education. And I was reading a proclamation that Biden had wrote in 2023. Basically just really telling us who we are. Who is who. Because as I read on, this is what I want you to really get an understanding of, understanding and understanding of. Okay? It says, where we at? Today, Indigenous peoples are a beacon of resilience, strength, and perseverance, as well as a source of incredible contributions. Indigenous peoples and tribal nations continue to practice their culture, remember their heritage, and pass down their histories from generation to generation. Not all, because a lot of people don't know their history. Because we've been told we're black, that we're African American, when we're not African nothing. We're not African American. When Africans come over here to the United States of America, they're not even black. They don't consider themselves being black or even African American. They consider themselves being white. When Africans come from Africa to the United States of America, they're not black. Their status is not black or African American. Their status is white. Because they don't consider themselves, they don't even like American people. They don't even like us. They don't consider themselves as being black. They have to go to a school. They be like, y'all don't know who y'all are. They be like, they have to take a class to come over here. They don't consider themselves as being black or African American. Their status is white. I bet y'all didn't know that either, huh? Yeah. Okay. Remember their heritage and pass down from generation to generation. They steward this country's lands and waters and grow crops that fed all of us. We did that. Our ancestors did that. They served in the United States military. This is what I wanted to get to. They serve in the United States military at a higher rate than any other ethnic group. Okay, let's stop right there. The so-called American Indians, Native Americans, put it that way, that say that they are the true Native Americans, that don't look like us, that got the Asiatic eyes, that they trying to tell us that we don't know who we are. Are they in the military anywhere? Tell me when you seen one of those so-called Native Americans in the military. And what were they at in the military? Are they in the are they anywhere in the military? Do you see them in the military? I ain't never, and I'm an Army brat. I have never in my life ever seen the ones that they consider themselves to be the Native Americans of these lands now. Them ones will be the Native Americans of the lands. Do you see them anywhere in the military? Again, this is not my writing. This is the president writing. This is what the president said. This is the proclamation. This is what they said. Because the truth got to come out. Because the lies been told too long. America, again, is only 248 years old. So, again, whereabout in the military do you see anybody that look like them, the Native Americans, that consider themselves to be the Native Americans of the Americas now, in the military? Where they at? I'll wait. Where are they? Yeah, that's what I thought. But they serve in the United States military at a higher rate than any other ethnic group. Who's talking about? Who are they talking about? Us. 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 The so-called black people. The so-called people who say they black. Or African American. A black American. Whatever you want to call yourself at the time. I'm not black, African American, or black American. I am American Indian. I am indigenous. I am from the earth of these lands. My ancestors by blood right through birthright through bloodline. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on going, because this says a lot. It says a lot. They challenge all of us to celebrate the good, confront the bad, and tell the whole truth of our history. The truth got to come out about their history, European history. That's why in these times right now, all the truth is coming out and coming up to surface. Because they, the Europeans that came over here to these lands, that put these statutes and codes and mandates and laws and all this old bull crap over here that we never had in place, has to be told the truth about. And people are so asleep. right now, still, where they not getting it, and they so distracted by hate. Because in this time right now, if you're not in a place of love, if you're not in a place where you bobbing in a higher vibrational state and have tapping into your inner higher being self, the low vibrational part of you gonna stay low. It's gonna stay there, and it's not gonna go up. It's not going in the realms. You'll never see the higher beings. You'll never see what most everybody else is waking up to be able to see now. There's a lot of people waking up to see and understand and comprehend what's actually going on in the world. And until you learn the words, because English is not our language, I have the definition, the dictionaries. You got to get the dictionaries in order to understand and comprehend these words that were not given and made by us. So we're speaking spells every day, every time that we're talking. We're speaking spells every day. But us talking when we think we know something and we don't, because these words that we're saying don't even mean that. I'm telling you, I go down a rabbit hole, I look up one word, that one word take me down this rabbit hole, to this rabbit hole, to this rabbit hole, to this rabbit hole, to this rabbit, from one word. I'm stuck for hours from looking up one word. Like, I thought smart meant smart, right? No. Let me get my dictionary. Hold on. Let me show you what smart actually means. We think we're smart. We're not smart. We ain't smart. I thought smart meant smart, honey. I thought smart was smart. No, baby. I was like, ooh, wee. I'm so smart. I used to think I'm smart. I used to think I was smart. And until I look up the word, what smart actually really means. I was like, wait a minute. I said, no, wait a minute. I'm not smart. I don't want to be smart. I don't want to be smart. And this is the Oxford Dictionary of English and Etymology. And I got the New Lexington and Webster Dictionary too as well. Then I got the law dictionary. Y'all better get that, because them words and laws don't mean nothing what you think they mean either. So let's look up smart. I don't want to look it up on Google. I want to look it up in the dictionary. Yeah, honey, because when I was like, yeah, I'm smart until I looked up the word smart. But smart don't mean what you think it means. I'm like, oh my God, no, I don't want to be smart. I am not smart. I am not smart. I am not smart. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, that's sovereignty. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. Smart. So y'all see, I got it. I got it. I gotta get my light so I can see. And I'm out here in this. Okay, hold on, wrong code. Here we go. Get my flashlight. Smart. Smart is feel sharp pain, suffer severely, suffer severely, fiery, painful, based on the word German, from German, smart, bite, that's B-I-T-E, terrible, so smart, biting, stinging, causing acute pain. That's what smart means. Yeah. Smart means that. Smart, I know you can't see it on here, but smart means pain, suffering. So again, words that we think mean something, and we talk, oh, you're so smart, you're so smart. No, I don't want to be smart because I don't want to suffer. I don't want to be in pain. I don't want to. I don't want to put that spell on me. So I'm telling you, when we thinking one thing is one thing, it's not that. Okay, so like everybody thinking that Trump is doing this, Trump doing that, because I've been on here now 2 hours. You know, it's about to be 2 hours. Thinking that he's doing this, he's doing that. Even with the Panama Canal, remember I just said about Columbus going around the Panama Canal. What's happening is, again, everything got to come to surface. The truth got to come to light. So even with all the money that's being given, that's being taken out, even everybody's scared of the IRS. The IRS is not part of the federal government. This is being shown to you right now. The truth is being put in your face. The IRS, the child support agency people, none of these people are part of the federal government. They're no government at all. So just because they put these words, black words on white paper, and they send it to you, and you thinking it is part of the government, you get fearful, you get scared because of what was instilled in our ancestors, that was instilled in on down from generation to generation, because we don't know what these words mean. We don't know that they're actually just words. We don't understand them. So we thinking that these words mean what is on that paper. And it's not. They don't have no jurisdiction. They don't have no legal authority to be doing anything. Taking anything, none of this stuff. But because we consent, and again, consent and voluntarily give. We get the paper, oh, they said we need to be out. We got to be out in 10 days. And what you do? You leave because you scared. Or you don't rebut it. You consent. You go and you abandon the property. Abandon yourself. You got to get yourself first. Okay. So, and as innovators, educators, listen to this. As innovators, educators, engineers, scientists, artists, and leaders in every sector of society, indigenous peoples contribute to our shared prosperity. Their diverse cultures and communities today are a testament to the unshakable and unbreakable commitment of many generations to preserve their cultures, identities, and rights to self-governance. So if we don't self-identify and we don't go and tell them ourselves who we are, they're not going to tell you that. But if you don't go yourself and tell them that I am this and I ain't that, but I'm this, and this is what this is from this treaty, this is what in place, blah, blah, blah. If you don't go and tell them who you are, they're going to treat you just like you that they got you as a being. That's why it's called self-governance, self-identify. Self got to go do it. One self, universe, one. Una, one. One self, inner self. God within you. One self has to do it. Self-determination, self-identify, self-governance. It's a difference between a right and a privilege, too. You know the difference between those two? A right and a privilege. A lot of people just like to have privileges, not the rights. Yeah. That is why, despite centuries of devastation and turmoil, tribal nations continue to thrive. Listen to that. Tribal nations continue to thrive and lead in countless ways. Tribal nations. So, as a family, again, even with gangs, the word gangs, gangsters, gang leaders, which are actually chiefs. They changed the word gang, chiefs and tribal to gangs. Because the chiefs was the one who was over the clan. The man, the chiefs. So they made it be, again, assimilation. Took them from being the true chiefs of the lands to become monsters and gangsters and with guns and want to kill each other and about land, even though they don't have a deed for it. But long as they killing off each other about land, even though it still belongs to us at the end of the day, but you don't know who you are because you identify as being black or African American, and then you are now off and off your brother, your sisters, your cousins, and whomever else because they weren't a specific color. That's dumb. Dumb. A color on the wrong side of the neighborhood. How you want to keep hurt somebody because they on the wrong side of the wrong side of the neighborhood? They in your hood. Your name ain't on that hood. You're not owning anything. But you want to go and you want to hurt people, shooting up people's homes and stuff because of the mindset, the assimilation that they put us through. And you want to go, instead of coming together, man, let's go. You got 20, I got 20, we got 40. Let's go take this 40. Let's go see somebody else got 40. They got 40. Okay, now we got 80. Now let's see somebody else. We're going to put this together now. We're going to go do this. They're not thinking like that. And I'm going to tell you something that my mechanic that I had, been having my mechanic for years. Angel is his name. And he was from Guatemala. Angel and them family, Angel got deported. So he's gone. My mechanic is gone. So, but he been here for a long time. But this is not his homeland. So I get it. He wasn't a threat to society, none of that. But this is what his family and them did though. And we don't do stuff like that. They had a pot every week. Whatever they made. I'm gonna see this right here. Whatever they made a week in the household, everything went into that pot. No matter what, if they made $1, $5, they made $200, $1,000. No matter what they made, each individual that's in the household put all their money they had in that pot. That 1 week, one person got all of that out of that pot and went to go do something for business wise. The next week, the next person got however much was in the pot. It may not be the same as it was because everybody didn't make the same every week. But they didn't care about that. That's how they did as a family, as a unit, as a tribe. We don't know nothing about that. Because even in a group, if a person making a penny more than somebody else, how they doing that? The mindset. The mindset. So we gotta get out of that mindset. I mean, we gotta get out of the mindset. So again, we thinking that something that happened today too. I don't know what happened today, but we gotta get out of that mindset of slave mentality, because that's what it is. It's still slave mentality. Something not happened. I'm trying to see what not happened. I seen that Trump was doing something a while ago. I'm trying to see what it was. Even with the banks. I don't know if you noticed or not. If I'm so before I get off. Even with the banks closing. So y'all don't know. Like I got an email from a bank that I've been with for years. So they was closing the end of this month. I had to make sure that I have all of my money out of those accounts by April the 5th. But I wasn't going to be able to use my card no more at the end of this month, of March. And I just got this email the beginning part of March. Mind you, I got direct deposits going to this account. So I had to hurry up and turn, even though I always have other bank accounts, but I had to try to change all my stuff over so I can make sure in advance that my stuff was going to be taken care of in a different place due to the fact that this bank closing. So now banks are closing down. I mean, stuff is just happening. You got to keep your head on the swivel, but you can't have fear, because when you in a place and you in a place with God within you, in the universe, and the creator, things are going to flow for you. Things are going to come to try to tear you down, but you have to stand 10 toes down on what you know, not how you feel, but what you know. And you know that God has been there for you. God has had you, your ancestors, our ancestors in the universe have had us to go move in such a way, go do this, go do that. We are creators. We create things. We think of things to go do. Stay in that frame, that frame of mind. Don't be no fool, but stay in that frame of mindset and move accordingly to the will. Move accordingly to the will. Again, the lies, you got to unlearn everything that you was taught to relearn all the things that's right. So what you see is going on now, because it seems like it's so out of this world, out of this earth. Like, who you think he is? How you doing this? Because that's what we can do. The same thing too, because we are sovereigns. As being indigenous, we are sovereigns. But until you tell them who you are, self-governance, who you are, and they're gonna try to see if you don't, especially the ones who don't want you to be like they doing with Trump now and Elon and them now. Of course, there's gonna be some flat back some, but when you know who you are, you stand 10 toes down, and you'll be all right. You'll be okay. But again, know who you are. Who you are. Know that all this is bumfuckery. And it shouldn't make you feel no kind of way. This is bumfuckery. And I say bumfuckery. It ain't even a word, but this is bumfuckery. And it shouldn't even make you feel no kind of way. This is the time that people should be tribing up right now and getting things in order together as a family, as a unit, as tribes, moving tribal, getting in your tribal ways, learning your tribal traditions, going back to the ancestors. If you got people that's old enough to go back and ask them about some stuff, it's time to be doing research. It's time to be getting in that place and not worry about things that's not that has absolutely nothing to do with you. It's showing you what has really been going on all these years of all the lies that we've been told, and now the truth is being shown that they've been manipulating us the whole entire time. So it is time now to put yourself and your families in a place of protection, because they putting people away from out of here. They got to go. And the thing about it is that them too gonna have to go. In the end, Big Mama coming home. Big Mama is coming home. Mother Nature. Mother Nature. It ain't Father Nature. It's always been Mother Nature. Mother Nature. Big Mama don't step foot on the lands, baby. So they gonna have to get up out of here. Let me get out of here. Y'all have a good night. I've been trying to get on this live all day, so I don't miss my whole day trying to figure out the live from my software part of on my laptop, but I'll get it. It don't take much for me to really get it. My mindset was on trying to make sure I had this, and that, but I don't have to have that because it comes straight from here and from here. And I just go with the flow. Whatever the Spirit leads me to and tell me to talk about, or tell me to do or say or whatever, to show, that's what I do. But do not allow, y'all to be all up in your feelings about what's going on. The only thing that's happening is the truth is being shown. Accept that. Accept the truth. The truth has been naked all these years because the lie that been suited up for so long. That it's so believable. It's so fine and fashionable and beautiful, that lie. And we believe it to be so. To the heart, that lie is just awesome. It looks just magnificent. But it's a lie because the truth is naked. We don't want to accept that because of its nakedness. But the truth came back to get its damn clothes from the lie and to be suited up. Pop your collar. All right, I'm getting out of here. Love you guys. Peace, bliss, harmony to you all. I hope that you guys take whatever and that it open up your eyes to some things. Maybe I will be going live from now on my YouTube channel, so please like, subscribe, and turn your notifications. So when I do go live, I'm always gonna come on with some kind of information, and I go live at any time, don't matter. So now that I know I have to do it from my phone, I just have to do it from my phone. It's okay though. So I go live whenever I see some stuff, whenever the Spirit say, hey, I need to go on live and tell them this. So I'll be obedient to do so. So you guys have a wonderful, fantastic night's rest. Stay vibing high. Stay vibing high. Continue to vibe high. Don't come down for nobody. Stay vibing high. All right. I'm out. I don't even know how to turn it off.